All right, I want to talk about hand positions. I've got a client now who is kind of coming back from a A2 pulley injury. And he was telling me he full crimps like everything, right? If you see this position here in the thumbnail by the Clumbing Doctor, the full crimp, the point of using it is you're kind of in a better position just geometrically, right? You're getting kind of above the hold and you're applying force in a different direction. Okay, but the drawback is you're having to hyperextend the joints of your fingers. Okay, the distal joints of your fingers. And obviously that can lead to some pretty bad injuries if you overuse, okay, this crimp position. Now, I'm not a climber who thinks a lot about how I'm shaping my hands. I kind of just grab stuff how I grab it, whatever feels natural, whatever feels comfortable, whatever feels strong, and I just, move on. I'm never standing below, a climb and thinking, oh, I'll use a half crimp here, an open hand here, and a full crimp here. I just do it, okay? Body positioning, I might think about, but hand positioning, I just do whatever I do. In outdoors especially, there's so much variation in how you can hold the rock, that it's almost silly to think about how to shape your hand because, you got all the kinds of funky holds. You might be doing, a half crimp with your pinky, an open hand with the other two fingers, and then kind of pinching with your thumb or, whatever. It's all kinds of funky, just mixed bag hand positions. Um, Now, when I look back at some recent climbing videos, I don't think I ever use a full crimp. And I've definitely never used a closed crimp because that's something you kind of have to intentionally use by wrapping your thumb over. Um, I seem to pretty much only use an open hand and maybe I get into a half crimp. But my fingers are always flexed. Okay, I'm pretty much never in that full cramp, hyperextended position, which I think is why I've never had a finger injury in the past, 5 years I've been bouldering consistently. And I'll kind of show you that in some videos here. All right, so immediately you can see my fingers are in an open hand position at the start hold. Okay. As I pull up, they don't change. As I grab this hold, you can see I'm dragging down into it with an open hand, okay? Now, when I grip even harder in preparation to move my left hand over to where my right hand is, you can see I start to kind of get into a half crimp naturally. I adjust, you see that? I adjust, and now definitely my middle finger especially, because that's a longer finger, I'm getting into more of that extended position, but I'm pretty sure my fingers are still in flexion. They're definitely not in hyperextension. And as I come over, same thing. I drag, and then I catch, and I grip hard. I'm still in that open hand position. This is a pretty small crimp too. All right, now let's look at some lifts here. All right, I'm gonna drag my fingers onto this edge. We'll zoom in a bit. All my fingers are flexed. Maybe slight extension again in that middle finger because it is longer. But even as it rotates, you can tell that it's still an open hand position. Still open hand. Still open hand. Okay, nothing is really hyperextended. Maybe the middle finger slightly as I begin to fail the lift and drop it. Now let's look at some hanging. Okay, I'm hanging on a 10 millimeter edge right now. Here you can tell especially. Look at that pinky finger, flexed. Look at that index finger on the other hand, on the far hand, flexed clearly. Okay, again, maybe that middle finger, slight extension there due to the length disparity, but still in that open hand, flexed finger position. I'd hold this for 30 seconds. This is the naturally strong position for me as a climber, is with fingers mostly straight, slightly flexed. Okay. And I've climbed on some tiny fucking holds. I remember grabbing shit, maybe 3 millimeters, 4 millimeters. I'm still pretty much in that open hand position. Um, I haven't really got any use out of the full crimp as of yet. It's probably because I've trained the open hand position consistently for a few years now that it's so strong. Um, I've talked to a lot of climbers around my age, in their 30s or so, and they're all kind of baffled that I open hand almost everything. Um, but again, these are guys that are frequently injuring their fingers, you know. Anyway, in conclusion, the full crimp may be more mechanically advantageous in certain situations due to the angle of force being applied, but it's just such a fucked up position to put your fingers in. It obviously leads to injuries, like way more injuries in the open hand position. I'm gonna keep on training the open hand, and I'm gonna keep on using it, and keep on getting stronger. And I'll finish up here by showing pro climber Dave McLeod, who's in his 40s and uses the open hand grip more than anything, even three finger grip, because that's most comfortable for him. Check this out.
Ugh. That is just ridiculous. Yes! Woohoo! Oh man. I just can't believe that. That's just like such a big jump in what I've been able to do. And 16.5 kilos, that feels really heavy to me.